There are a lot of us currently that are losing their spark. There are a lot of people that are withdrawing themselves from society, that are going into hermits. There are a lot of us that are really just sleeping through these cycles and these waves that are hitting us at the moment. You know, it is hard to let yourself rest and, to be honest, be depressed. It is hard for people to embrace the waves by not doing anything. We never know what we are doing, but we always know what we want to do. And I think that is what we should do. Do what your heart is calling you to do. You may not know what is ahead and what is being planned for you. And you may have all these shifts happening within yourself. But this is a time where you can find peace in that and surrender in that by doing what your heart is calling you to do. And it would help you a lot to start doing again either your hobbies or your passions that you have let down, that you have forgotten or left behind. It is time to pick up again where you left off. And it doesn't matter how much time has passed or where you are in your life at the moment. It is never too late to begin again, to start again, to recontinue an old story that you thought wasn't worth it, that you thought wasn't going to make it, that it wasn't going to work. You can start that again. You can continue that again. You may think that it is over, but you always have it within you, in your emotions, in your desires. If you feel the calling to do it, to still do it, then it is not the end of it. And it is definitely now the time for you to recontinue what you were doing, to follow what you were doing, to practice what you were doing, to worship what you were doing. It is time to connect yourself again with those vibrations and those energies that you left behind. There's this feeling that you thought something was over. You know, you thought that it died, and there was still so much life in it. And there was still so much life in yourself. You know, this may not be anything physical. It may be yourself. Maybe you didn't see life in yourself and you chose to give up. You chose to give up on a version of yourself, of a version that believed, that had hope, that believed in themselves, the version that advocated for themselves. And it was a version that wanted their dreams, who didn't just wish for them, they actually wanted them. This is the time for you to return back to where you last felt right, to what you last felt was your true self. There are a lot of shifts and there are a lot of waves that are hitting us. You know, Mercury retrograde always brings things up to the surface, and it brings this very ungrounded feeling. And it makes us sort of look back at our past. It brings our past back to the surface, and we can find ourselves looking back and daydreaming about who we were and what we did and what we said and what our dreams were. And I just get this feeling that something wasn't completely done with, it wasn't over. And you shouldn't give up on it. You shouldn't give up on that person, that dream, okay, and that version. It's more this feeling of it had to pause itself. But just because something stops briefly doesn't mean it's done moving. Okay? Trains travel long distances, but they stop at every town, they stop at every destination. You don't know when that train is gonna truly stop. We all have our different destinations, and it all comes through for us and stops at where we need it to stop. But it never truly stops going. You cannot give up on yourself in this moment. You cannot. There is just so much potential. There is so much passion. There is so much to give to yourself. And you have this fear when you start doing this again, it will land up being the same old story, that it will end the same, that it will result in the same old bloody mess that it was the first time. But I really feel this time it will be different. This time it will be different because you are different. This time it will be different because you have taken a break from it. You have separated yourself from it for such a long time. Just know that you haven't lost the spark, you haven't lost the connection, you haven't lost the dream, the passion, the love, and you haven't lost the talent. And that train will wait for you as long as it needs to wait for you, because it will still show up for you. There is no leaving a stop that was meant for you. And don't let whatever you have slip, because there really is potential, and I promise you it will not be the same. This time it will be different. This time you will make it different. You will make it with a different mindset, with a different perspective and a different tool. This time you have different capabilities, and this time it will work. You are allowed to forget and to separate yourself from your past. You are allowed to begin a new chapter without feeling guilty. You are allowed to rebirth yourself. There shouldn't be any guilt for starting over, for beginning a new chapter. You shouldn't feel guilty for leaving what you need to leave behind. You shouldn't feel guilty for leaving the family, the people, the friends behind. Because you now are completely a different person. And this is what you need. You know everything. You know everything in what you are meant for and in what you want. Do not hesitate when what you want passes you. When the train that you want to be on, that you have always wished to be on, passes you. Do not hesitate to jump on it, to take that train, to take that shift, and to take those waves and those cycles, however they come, however they come. It is what you decide to be within yourself. It is not what you do, or how quickly you do it, or how slow you do it. But no matter what, do not miss that train to yourself. Do not skip that train that is for you. Take that train for yourself. Continue that job, that passion, because many trains lead to one destination. And one train can lead to many. You take the same path, but it ends completely different to the first. You just have to feel what is the right one. And the right one will be the one that your heart is calling you to do. There is no wrong when you follow your desires and your passions. There is no wrong. There is no failure. Because a person who fails is a person who isn't doing what they wanted to do, what they are meant to do. And as long as you follow your heart, you will always do what you are supposed to do. Even if you are not successful to your family and to the rest of the world. You are doing what is right for you, and that is enough. That really is enough. But it is really time for you to actually do it. Stop waiting, stop procrastinating. Continue, rekindle that spark. Continue with what you gave up. This retrograde is, it's like you are reliving your past again. This is a time for us to really rethink everything, our paths, our plans, our goals. And it may feel very cruel, and it may feel like we are sort of being punished, but we are remembering why. We are remembering our why. Why we chose this path, why we did it. And it is making us rethink our why to actually get us on the path that we are meant to be on. Whatever feels right in your heart, that is what is right. Do not overthink what your heart is feeling. Because that is the true success. The one that is in your heart, that is in your love. So do what you love from now. Do what you actually love. And you will find your spark.